My mom is from Tucson, Arizona. She grew up Patty Garcia. And I was very close to her father, my grandfather. He taught me to drive. We had that kind of relationship.
Here it is when Clara said you're a travieso. And here you are roughhousing with him. He flew off the couch a lot, and he was always there to catch you, that's for sure.
He was always calm. He never lost his temper. He would definitely correct me when I did wrong, but he was never angry about it. He was sure in himself, and that made him better able to take on the world. I always listened to him because his stories were always fascinating. I remember him telling me about his grandfather. Made sure that I understood who the Garcias were. It was my grandfather and his brothers and sisters who grew up speaking English, who went to English language schools. He was an officer in the Army, he was a fighter pilot and squadron commander. With the help of the GI Bill, he came back to Arizona and got an associate's degree and became an accountant with the state of Arizona. Good middle-class job. And he raised his 2 kids to go forward.
You guys grew up hearing the word integrity, but I hope you all knew that that meant you have to be honest. Take the opportunity, but the opportunity is worth nothing unless you have integrity.
And he was very proud of me, but I didn't really understand how until he died.
He was buried in your Harvard t-shirt at his request. Didn't want a suit. He was buried in your Harvard shirt. You're part of the Garcia line. That's a pretty big thing to go to Harvard. I think he told everybody in Tucson he was so proud of you.
Of all the things he'd done and all that he had seen, that is what he chose to take to the grave. He was saying that his family had finally made it in America. We've all stood on the shoulders of others. So for those of us who find ourselves here, we have a responsibility to make sure that other people can walk that same path and have the same access to good education, good job, the opportunity to serve that my grandfather had, that my mother had, and that I've had.